Mission, by that, what do you mean? Sent by some higher power to do something? Finding myself stranded in the middle of a purpose I did not propose? Or to play the ION as a suffix at the end of a word and leave the MISS alone? That would be the act of missing, or to miss, and probably with some depth and pain of loss. Let's choose all the above. I was sent by the higher power of my storytelling league in America to tour Africa on a sabbatical that would have me sit with actual griots and learn authentic tale-telling, rather than smidgen antidotes to soothe preschool children once a year at Kwanzaa. Let them know they actually came from somewhere. I wandered around corners of West and East Africa, caught between tourism and tribal rituals that make fun of tourists. As when you buy Chinese takeout, it is not the cuisine the restaurateur suppers. I digress. I would go to these tribes with pseudo safaris. They'd serve us tourist versions of culture. So I had to leave the safety, security, and the return ticket of the tourist group and wander around corners in search of actual griots, real tale-tellers. And they still laughed and laughed at me. Then I found a sympathetic old man somewhere in Kenya. Someone you see in a National Geographic photo with the furrowed skin and the fish eyes. I asked him what I had to do to become a true griot. And he laughed long and hard. And when he got through laughing at me, pointed to a mountain. I mean, not quite a mountain, but for me it was a climb and some distance away. And over there, he told me. And he used sign language to let me know that on the other side there was a place where I could learn to become a griot. When I got to the top of the hill, I looked down at this walled-in place and had several huts and one large one in the middle. And there were guards everywhere. And the guards were children. Children with guns. And suddenly, up on the top of the hill, I felt gun barrels, although at the time I didn't know what they were. It was cold steel on the back of my neck. I startled, and then click, click, click. 3 children armed their guns and aimed them at the back of my head. I pissed, I shit, I cried. Oh, I never knew how much I wanted to live. I begged them not to kill me. They said nothing. Then one of them kicked me and indicated for me to put my hands behind my head. It was the end of me. So I got real quiet, and then I knew that fear has a side that soothes itself and brings genius and love together as soon as the cavalry comes over the hill, or when God touches the knife before you cut your son's throat. I sang to them, Tula Twana, a lullaby. Be still, my child, don't cry, my child. Be still, my child, don't cry, my child. And I kept singing, be still, my child, don't cry, my child. And they yelled and kicked for me to yield. But as I sang, they quieted. One fought back tears. Another began to smile unwillingly. And another spat, and spat on me. I kept singing, as if it was just he and I, like we were the only ones there. Then we all quieted. Click, click, click. They turned off their guns. One kicked me in the side, and I can feel the pain today. Then he indicated for me to get up and follow them. They took me to another walled-in place far from the hill. Then, bang! Right in my ear. I felt for death, blood. And I looked around and the children were gone. And part of the big wall slid back. Then a man dressed in white, unarmed, charged at me, indicated for me to hurry. And one of the kids had fired in the air. Part of the wall slid back again. And once inside, I saw a sea of children, infants, teenagers, boys, and girls. I was there. The wall closed behind us. And again, inside this, I was lucky. They surrounded me like I was an alien, like they knew I was lucky to be alive and safe. So to the other connotation of mission, I suddenly found myself in the middle of a purpose, unproposed, and I was missing all that I'd been and all that I had missed because I knew I would spend the rest of my days at this mission.